Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing well at your places and taking the utmost care of yourself. So as previously we have completed chapter number 1, now we will start chapter number 2, and that is what is plus. So in this chapter we will discuss about the most important spheres of the earth. Those are supporting the life system on the earth, and we know very well that only planet in the solar system who supports life. Okay, so let's discuss about the earth and those 4 spheres. First of all, as we know that it is believed that the sun is a huge fireball, and that many times ago, a long time ago, there was a collision with the sun, collision on sun with some meteoroids, and some parts of the sun was detached from it, and it was, what can we say, it is just what we can say that it is far from its, like it is detached with the sun, and it goes far from the sun. But those parts, that is not only collision and not only some parts, there are many parts detached from the sun, and they went to the far from the sun, but they are revolving around the sun at a fixed path. So we can say that they are moving in their orbit. So our earth is also one of them. So at the time of origin, earth was like a fireball, but after some times the layer of atmosphere has been created around the earth, and due to it earth starts cool down. So when earth cooled down, so which matters converted into the, like which elements converted into solid, those are known as lithosphere. Then which elements are converted into liquid, those are known as in hydrosphere, and rest of this those elements which converted into gases are known as atmosphere. Okay, and as of now, like that human being, all living beings are living on the earth in a biosphere. Now what is biosphere? So biosphere, that means the combination of these 3 spheres, okay, where we can get atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. Okay, so by using these 3 spheres, the biosphere began. Okay, so now we will discuss about the lithosphere in detail first of all. So what is the meaning of lithosphere? We know very well that where we walk, it is known as land. But if we bifurcate the word, that means litho and sphere. So litho means rock and sphere means layer. So we generally, in short, we can say that the layer of rocks are known as lithosphere. Okay, now let's discuss more about the lithosphere. First of all, we know this is our earth, and 29% of the earth is covered by lithosphere. Okay, this lithosphere is very thick. Its thickness is around 64 kilometer to 100 kilometer. Okay, but this depth, okay, this thickness is not same at the earth's surface, because we know there are some places are having mountains, some places are having valleys. So there may be vary in the depth of the thickness of the crust, that means of the lithosphere. Okay, there are also having many lithosphere is having different features like mountains, valleys, plateaus, plains. So these features are formed on the lithosphere. Okay, now we will discuss about more about the lithosphere. As we have discussed that when the earth cools down, okay, so its outer part has been cooled. Outer part was cooled down by the different elements, but what can we say? Like the core part of the earth, that means centermost part of the earth is still too hot, and there are molten rocks are flowing, and that molten rocks are known as lava, or we can also say it's magma. Okay, so this layer is made of molten rocks, which is known as magma. Why the molten rocks are melted over there? Just because of high temperature. You will not believe this part is having 6,000 degrees Celsius of temperature. This is too much high, and a human cannot reach over there. Why? Because our machine will not sustain at this much of high temperature. Okay, so this magma as well as some gases are trying to move outwards. Outwards, that means they want to come outwards, but these layer of the earth, like layer of the rocks, are also creating pressure on them. So this balance is this pressure is balanced, and when this balance disrupted, like when we say like when this balance disturbed, these gases in the form of lava maybe breaks out. Okay, where your crust is weak, and we know very well that some parts of the earth crust are very weak, and there we can observe the volcanoes. Okay, so this is all about the lithosphere. Now, what are the uses of lithosphere? So first of all, very important thing, that is we can grow our crops. That means our food is on lithosphere. Then we can construct the building on lithosphere. We can use this for plantation of trees. Also, we can dig out the minerals from the beneath of the earth. There are many precious minerals which has been developed human lifestyle. We know very well it is totally changed the lifestyle of the humans. So the lithosphere is very important. And one more thing is that the groundwater. Okay, so groundwater we can get from the lithosphere. Okay, so this is all about the lithosphere. Now we will discuss about the hydrosphere. This is the second sphere of the earth. Also, it is very important. So let's discuss about the hydrosphere. So hydrosphere, that means here again we will bifurcate two words like hydro and sphere. Hydro means water and sphere means layer. So we can say the layer of water. Okay, so let's discuss about the proportion. So as we have discussed, the 29% of the earth's surface is covered by lithosphere. So rest of the 71% of the earth's surface is covered by the hydrosphere. Okay, large water bodies are known as oceans, and there are 4 oceans on the earth. Which are they? The Pacific Ocean, then Arctic Ocean, then Atlantic Ocean, and Indian Ocean. But presently one more ocean has been added in the list, and that is Southern Ocean. Okay, that is not in your textbook. I am just sharing this for your general knowledge. And Indian Ocean is the only ocean which named after a country. Okay, so these 5 oceans are connected with each other, and that's why it is very important for measuring height, because water level remains same at any part of the world. Okay, so for measuring height, water level, sea level is very important. See, out of this 71%, only 1/3, that means we can say that 1/3 part is a fresh water. That means potable water, which is fresh, that means that we can consume. And from where we can get? So from river, then pond, then lake, and groundwater. Okay, and some fresh waters are trapped in a glaciers. Glacier means a river of snow, a river of ice. So from these things we can get this fresh water, and we know very well that, see, only 3% out. If we bifurcate this 71%, only 3% water is available for human consumption, and rest of the 97% water is salty. Okay, so now we will move further. See, the the large water bodies which are connected with land are known as bay, gulf, and sea, like Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, then Gulf of Khambhat, Gulf of Kutch. So these are the water bodies which are connected with land. Okay, now the hydrosphere is also having the same features like lithosphere. That means at the bottom of these oceans there are mountains, valleys. Somewhere we can find the flowing river at the bottom of the sea. Yes, it is strange, but it is true. At some of the part of the earth there are volcanoes erupting at the beneath of the oceans. Okay, so these are the strange facts regarding the oceans. If we move further, we can say that in a hydrosphere also supporting the living things. or living organism. How? Because we know very well that many of the creatures are surviving in the oceans, and those are known as aquatic animals. Okay, oceans are providing us what can we say, like minerals, right, salt, and the most important thing, evaporation to bring down the rain. As we have discussed in previous chapters or previous standards, that when water evaporates, it turns into the moisture, and when this moisture cools down, that fall on the land on the form of rainfall, right? So sea water, whether it is salty, but it is very useful for humans to bring rain. Okay. Moreover, ocean is also providing us strong waves and tides. So through these tides and waves, we can generate the electricity, and this electricity is known as the hydroelectricity. Okay. So these are the uses of hydrosphere. So today what we have discussed. See, today first of all we have discussed about the introduction of this chapter, then lithosphere in detail, hydrosphere in detail, and the uses of both of these spheres and which features are formed on these spheres. Okay. In next lecture, I will teach you that how to locate the oceans on the world map and how to locate the continent on the world map. Okay. And also in next lecture we will discuss about the rest of the two spheres. Those are atmosphere and biosphere. Okay. So this is end for this video, and we'll see you in the next lecture. If you have any kind of doubt, you can ask me in the live session. Okay. So till then, take care and bye everyone.